Hi, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Joanna. I'm glad you stopped by. Let's go. I'll show you. Okay, now for the first snowman I'm going to show you is going to be salt and pepper shaker snowman. I did these for a ladies group and we had so much fun. You'll need your salt and pepper shakers from the Dollar Tree, little embellishments. These are bowls that I got from the Dollar Tree and just painted them white. Your embellishments, snowflakes, I got most of those from Hobby Lobby. You'll need peaches and cream yarn or any yarn of your choice. You can get that at the Dollar Tree. I just like this because it's cotton, it's easier to work with, and it's variegated. You'll need a toilet paper holder and an orange and a black Sharpie or paint. You cut a piece off of your toilet paper, roll about 1/2 inch or something like that, and then you take some of your yarn and cut it 8 inches long. So I made me a little template so I can wrap it out of cardboard. This is just heavy cardstock, but you can use just whatever cardboard, cereal box, whatever. And then I just start wrapping. Okay, I'm a little extra because I am trying to get purple because I love purple. So I just wound it till I got purple. I didn't need near that much. Then you cut it at both ends. And then you take your little toilet paper holder and start pulling it through like this. Make sure you keep going in the same way or you'll have some going the opposite way. So this is basically all you do all the way around. Now a lot of times your paper roll will split and you just take hot glue and stick it back down and then keep on wrapping. Okay, when you're done, it'll look like this, and then you just push it all through the middle to the other side is what you want to do, and then try to pull all of your little strings as straight as possible. I just push them down in and try to get them straight. Now at this point you can use a little rubber band, but I didn't. I just put a string around it and tied a knot, and this makes their little hat. As you can see, it's a cute little yarn hat. They've done these a lot last year, so a lot of people use them and they just string them on their tree for decorations, but I thought when I seen it, I could use this for this craft. So, and I will tell you that the balls that I use are not the small size from the Dollar Tree, the Christmas balls, or the large ones, but they're the medium size, and they usually come in a tube, a plastic tube. So these balls fit right up in these hats, perfect. There's my faithful pillow that I've been using forever. And I'm going to take some stuffing out and stuff a little bit in this hat just to keep it firm so it's not squishing. And then I'm going to take my yarn. We need a scarf. So I'm going to measure this. I actually measured mine at 20 and it was too long. So you really need it at 18. So 18 inches will work, and then I just pinch it and roll it with my fingers till I get several strands because I'm going to braid it. Okay, so I've got what I want, and I'm just going to tie a knot in the end. And then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to snip my little ends to make the, fringed end of the scarf. Then I'm going to clip the other end because I'm going to braid this. You can put a safety pin in this and hold it somewhere, but I'm just going to use my teeth. Yeah. Anyways, here I go. I loosely braid it to just loosely till I get to the other end. Sorry, I got distracted by my big nose up in there. But anyways, then when I get to the end, I'm just going to tie another knot. Okay, I'm going to set that to the side and get my salt and pepper shakers, and I'm going to open them. These are from the Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to go ahead and take both out because I'm going to be using both of them eventually. And I'm going to take the top off. I sand the top of my jar. This just helps my glue to stick. I do not use hot glue because I cannot get hot glue to stick to glass. It peels right off. That's why I use a glass top down here. But anyways, I sand the jar as well to get paint to stick because I'm going to use chalk paint, white chalk paint. You could put a layer of Mod Podge on here and let that dry and your paint would stick. I just sand mine. It's easier and less time consuming. And then I get all the dust off. And then I'm just going to take my brush and I'm going to put, it took 2 layers of paint, and you don't really have to paint the threads of the jar. You can if you want to. You can do it, so far up or whatever. It doesn't matter. But I just give this 2 coats of paint, and I went ahead and painted both jars while I had the paint out. So I have it painted and it's dry, and I'm just going to take my gel Loctite. This is my favorite super glue, and I get it at the Dollar Tree. And I'm just going to put glue around the edge, kind of on the inside and top of this jar, and then place my little Christmas ball on there and let that dry. Now I'm going to take my scarf and I'm going to just pull it. That's why I said to braid it loosely, so I can just pull it out some. This makes it fuller, and I just like the look of it. But I think I was showing you that I was using my fingernails. I don't even know. Okay, this is dry, so I am going to take my hat and I'm going to figure out which way I want it, and I'm going to hot glue this down. And I use Gorilla Glue most of the time, Gorilla Glue sticks, when I'm doing any gluing. 9 times out of 10, it's Gorilla Glue sticks. Then I just fluff his little hat top, and then I am going to put my face on. Noses are easy. You just take your little, it's like doing a tornado. Take your little thing and squiggly it up, and there you go. Easy peasy. Okay, now I'm going to take my black Sharpie, and I'm just going to put my eyes on. You can just put dots if you want to. I went a little extra, and I put my lines, and then I'm going to put my dot. And the reason I did the line is because I'm going to put eyelashes. Just because I wanted to. But anyway, you can put eyebrows. I didn't put eyebrows on this one. And then I just drew a little squiggly mouth. And there's my face. Okay. Now I'm going to take light pink paint. This is just what I had in my stash. And I'm going to take a Q-tip and I'm going to rub it off. And then I'm just going to rub little pink cheeks on this little girl. And then I'm going to put the scarf around. And this is why I said cut mine 20. But cut yours 18 before you braid it, because I had to cut mine off. It was too long. I tried to spread it out more. That didn't work. So you'll see me. I have to end up cutting it off. And then I just tack it in the back with glue. And then I will tack the scarf to the scarf. And that's basically all you need to do. Okay, now I'm going to take my little snowflakes that I've had in my stash, and I get these from Hobby Lobby most of the time, and I'm just going to choose whatever I want to put on there. You can use buttons, bells, jewels, gems, it doesn't matter. However you want to decorate yours is fine. Sorry about the breathing. My grandson is over here, and it's early in the morning. He just got up, and he's restless because I'm doing this voiceover. I told him, I said, boy, you got to be quiet. He said, oh, Tay, G, Mom. So here we are. So if you hear heavy breathing, it's him just like, let me, watch TV. Hurry up. But anyway, there it is. There it is. And I added one more snowflake to the hat just because it's cute. And she's done. How cute are they? Okay, my second one. It's already painted. This one's going to be a rustic, not a glamorous. And I'm just going to glue the head back down. Or head down, not back down. It went down. I'm going to glue the head down and let that dry. Then I'm going to, you can use the cap as a hat. They're really cute. You can take Mod Podge and Cinnamon and make it look rusty and old. But I'm just going to take a piece of this fabric and I'm going to rip me a piece off, and I would say, let me see, this is for the scarf. It's just a little 1-inch piece that I cut, and that's my scarf. So I'm just going to glue a piece around to cover the whatever, where you screw the lid down things. I said it earlier, but I don't remember now. But anyways, I glue a piece around it, and then I'm going to take another piece and I'm just going to kind of measure it out, tie a knot, but I tie my knot twice. So it's a bigger knot, and then I just glue the knot to the fabric strip that I glued around the, the threading, that's it. Here I'm just pulling some strings off the bottom to make it look fringed. So now I'm just going to take a piece of scrap fabric. I was going to use the lid, but I really didn't want to. This is just a scrap fabric, and you're going to see me just laying it around this Christmas ball head several times to try to get the measurements. I just want to get a piece straight for the most part, and that will fit right around the ball. So I'm going to keep going until I get this the way I need it, and I don't remember if I tell you the measurement or not. You'll just have to see, I guess. I don't know. I put hot glue along one edge, fold it over, pinch it tight, and glue it And then wait for that to set up a few minutes, and then I flip it inside out. And then I'm going to, let me see, what am I going to do? Oh, I folded up the bottom to make a rim, and then make sure it fits, and it does. I'm cutting fringe before I put the rubber band around it. And then I'm going to fold it around, put the rubber band around, and then put a string on because, as you know, or you might know, over time, rubber bands tend to break and get brittle. So I always reinforce my rubber bands with a string. My scissors, and I'm going to run it across my fabric and fray my ends. Now I'm going to add just a little stuffing to the hat to keep it firm before I glue it to the ball. Okay, now I'm fixing to add my face the same way as I did the first one. I'm going to start my squigglies, and then I'm just going to go into a point, and there you go. And then I'm going to add different eyes this time. These are kind of googly with eyebrows, and then my mouth. And how cute is that? Okay, and there's his little face. I love it. Okay, so since this is rustic, we're not adding little glitters and things like that. So we're going to add some buttons. I'm just going to super glue these to the glass and then hot glue them to the hat. You can use 1, 2, or 3. The choice is yours. And then I will tell you off camera, I used Waverly wax and just dry brushed and distressed my little rustic snowman right here. Not so much his face, but his body. Now I'm just going to take this greenery that I got from the Dollar Tree last year, and I'm going to cut a piece off and stick it down in his hat just because it looks, you know, more wintry. It's more Christmassy. It's cute. You can use red pip berries, but I had white on hand. So I'm going to, you know, cut these and add them in there just to make it cute. Now I'm just going to add my cheeks by taking my pink paint, and I'm going to dab some on and then rub it off because I want it light. I don't want just a blob of paint. Say hi, Gabe.
Hi.
Okay, I guess I lost some of my footage dealing with my grandson, Gabe. But that's okay. This is a Dollar Tree sock I got last year. They have lots of beautiful socks. They should be coming in soon. But anyways, I cut it at the heel, and then I cut the toe off, and then I even up this piece, which is the top of the sock. And I set those to the side. Now, this blue thing is one of those, like, I think it's Lay's, but it's like the Pringles, you know, thin chips. I get them at the Dollar Tree or anywhere. And I just cut it to make me a insert, and I put my sock around it, and then I take my rice. My rice is infused with lavender and peppermint essential oil to keep the bugs and the mice out of it. And I just put some in and then shake it around. Now I'm going to stuff it with some of my Faithful Pillow stuffing and just get it, you know, as firm as I want it. And I'm going to pinch the top. This is one way to do this. And I just take one of those rubber bands that I get at the Dollar Tree and I secure the top. And then I take one and put it around the middle to make the head. These are pretty simple. They show them, you know, these have been done for years. This is just how I do mine. I do secure the top with dental floss and around the neck as well, because rubber bands, as I said, snap over time. So this is just extra precaution to secure them so they don't come undone. This is the top of the sock, and I'm just going to take the sock. I shouldn't have stretched the top, but anyways, slip the sock around the bottom of the snow person, lady, man, person, thing, and then roll the bottom. Leave the top where you can roll it just a little bit, just to make a little collar. I think these are so stinking cute. Then you're going to take your upper sock, flip it inside out, and then we're going to thread a needle and just do a running slip stitch around the top to gather the top of the sock, and then we'll flip it back the right side that it goes. Now, take your hat and roll up the bottom to make a rim, and then your hat's ready to place on the top of the sock, which will be the head of the snow lady. And then I'm just going to take my glue, and I'm going to take and put a bead of glue or a run of glue all the way around to secure the hat down. Now I'm going to round my collar down, and then I'm going to tack it all the way around. Now I'm going to take this pom-pom that I made and take an excessive amount of hot glue. It seems like, but it's really not coming out that well because it's a new glue stick. And then just put your pom-pom. You can buy these pom-poms at Hobby Lobby, these big ones, or, you know, whatever. And then I'm just going to glue the pom-pom down, and then I'm going to take these little pom-poms that I also got at Hobby Lobby. They're mini pom-poms. They come in little packages. And I'm going to use 2 black ones for the eyes. And I'm just going to use a little orange pom-pom for the nose. And these snow people, ladies, whatever, don't have no mouth. And then I just take my pink paint with my Q-tip and apply cheeks. Easy peasy. Now I'm just going to take my snowflakes and I am going to put a big one on the hat just because I think that's cute. And then I'm going to add some little ones to her body. And like I said, I got some of these at the Dollar Tree, I know. But most of them come from Hobby Lobby. This garland came from the wedding section. When it goes on sale at Hobby Lobby, it's called His and Hers. And I'm just going to coil some around my finger. The next time I coil it around a pencil, just because I don't know, my finger's too fat, I think. But anyway, I'm going to add some of these just to make it look a little, whimsical cuteness to it. And I'm just going to be adding things and embellishing in this. Now I'm just going to take this lace that I got at Hobby Lobby. It's little lace trim. And I'm just going to fold it over and make a little bow. And then I'm going to cut it at an angle. And then I'm going to take hot glue and I'm going to just put a little dot of hot glue in there. Be careful you don't burn your fingers. Because it is, it's got holes in it. So anyways, yeah, I burnt my finger. Then I'm just going to glue that down. And because this bow doesn't have a center pinch, or I wanted to say center, but ribbon can't send, so it's not a center technically. But anyways, carry on, shall we? I'm going to take 2 of these pip berries and I'm just going to cut them off and glue them, and then my fat gray hair head is going to be in your way. But anyway, I just glue them in the center and there you go. There you go. She's so pretty. Later, I did take a piece of ribbon that I buy at Walmart, just little thin ribbon, and put a bow around her neck. Second one, same process. Fill your sock with your rice, just a little bit, and then put stuffing in there. I'm stuffing this one pretty full to use the heel as a face. Now instead of sewing or anything, no rubber bands, I'm just going to take my hot glue and I'm going to put a line of hot glue and I'm going to pinch it. And then I'm just going to start pinching and gluing all the way around. And you have to hold it tight until your glue sets. This glue gun gives me fits, y'all. I'm looking at another one. To get, and we'll see how that one works. But anyways, just gluing and pinching until you get it secure. Now this time I'm not using a rubber band. I just pinched it with my hand, and I'm just taking a piece of string and I'm just gonna tie around the neck to make that neck crease. Alright, Dollar Tree scarves. This is what I had from last year. They always get these, so they have them in different colors and styles. This, like I said, is what I had. You can use fabric. You don't have to use this. It's your choice. I'm going to cut it at 7 inches because they're never even. So I'll have to cut it even when I get it, cut off. It'll look a little better. But anyway, I'm just going to cut my 7 inches, and then I'm going to take this. It's usually the right width. Just put your line of glue, and then fold it over. See how it's not even at that bottom when you fold it over? I don't know how this even happens when you cut it straight on the line. But anyway, it does. So I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm just going to cut an even, you know, line across there. And then I'm going to set that aside to dry, and I'm just going to go and cut a 2-inch piece, or you go 3 stripes up or whatever you want to do, 2.5 inch. I'm going to cut my fringes on the ends first. Trust me, this is a lot easier to do this first, and I just take little scissors so I don't cut too far, and I, you know, get them pretty much even. And I'm going to do this on both ends of this little piece of material, which is going to be our scarf. The reason I cut it so wide is because I'm fitting to pull it. I love doing that. When you pull it, it rolls, but it stretches really, really good. So anyways, flip your hat the other way, because it doesn't matter on these prints which side you're on. And then scrunch up the top. And I'm going to use a rubber band this time. And I'm just going to rubber band the top secure. And then when I get that done, I am going to pull my yarn up and fluff that out, and then that's done for a minute anyway. Then I'm going to roll my bottom and make sure it slips over the head. You can do it this way. This is one way, just roll it. But another way is to add, this is a piece of quilt batting, and I just cut it into 1-inch strips, and that's what I'm going to do. So because I'm going to do that, I don't want a big rim on my snowman, so I'm going to cut my hat down. I just take one line off of there, and then that should work. I don't mind it being up one time, but I don't want it, you know, real thick and bunchy. Apparently that wasn't enough, so I'm cutting it again. I record these videos and do not remember what I do. Excuse me. So there we go. So I'm going to tack this down with glue eventually. And get that on there. You don't have to stuff this hat because that sock top goes right up in there. Okay, now I'm going to take that scarf, that same scarf, and I'm going to cut a piece off. And then I'm going to use this as a little jacket type deal. I pull my bottom, which this may be too long, I'm not sure. I may have cut it, I don't remember. But anyways, I slice it, I measure it around, and I don't have measurements because these never come out the same. It depends on how full you stuff yours and the shape you have it. So you just have to judge this yourself. And then I just glue it and make sure the glue is stuck or it'll come apart. So I just glue it around the neck to tack it on. And then I'm going to add my little scarf. And I just wrap it around and tie one time. I don't tie a knot. And then I adjust my scarf, fold it over, and I just glue that over. And it makes the cutest little scarf on there. And these scarves are so easy because they're pretty much measured out for you in the right lengths and widths and all that. Now I'm just going to take my batting that I've cut, and I am going to glue it down and then start tacking it around the brim of the hat. And I think this is so stinking cute when it's on here. And I'm going to tack it until I get to the end and then secure that. Here I'm just going to take my scissors and trim my top. And and it looks scraggly. So I'm going to take the top that I trimmed off and I'm going to put a rubber band around it at the bottom and secure that tight. And then I'm just going to put hot glue all over all my strands, and I'm going to hot glue that piece right in the middle. And when I do this, you'll never know that it was ever pieced in there. Little pom-poms for the eyes, but this time for the nose, I'm going to show you another option. You can take toothpicks and paint them orange and cut the ends off with scissors. It's easy. And then put a dot of glue and then glue your little nose on, and it makes looks more like a carrot. I think these are more rustic looking. And then add your cheeks with your, you could use Sharpie markers for this as well, but I just prefer the light pink paint and a Q-tip. But there you go. Now it's time to add your embellishments. You can put a bell on there if you want to instead of the fringe. If you do a hat like I did on the girl one, you can add a bell instead of a pom-pom as well. You can add that fringe to the bottom of your jacket, and that's cute as well. I didn't on this one. After I got done, I wished I did, but you know. Now embellish it as you would any other ones. And this one, I'm just going to be simple and put a red poinsettia on there. You can add greenery to the hat, or you know, whatever you choose to do. It's yours. And here they all are, all finished. And oh my gosh, how cute are these? And they're on the little pink and gray one. You could see where I added the bow just with thin ribbon. And there's my grandson's projects he painted. He wanted those on there. But anyway, there they are.